What's up? Welcome back to another one of these videos. Welcome to my first Minesweeper Monday. Let's go. So, I don't know if I really said what the mission statement of these videos are. Ultimately, I'm just playing some of this game, and I'm throwing it up on the internet. And this is not necessarily going to be limited to the first one. I might also record stuff from the second one. Like, maybe I'll record me doing some of the demo. I don't know. I'm trying to 100% complete it because it's, like, actually manageable as opposed to this game. But, yeah. So I think this is just going to be me doing some random Minesweeper stuff based around what I'm trying to do. So I guess what I'll be doing for this video is probably... I'm working through currently just unlocking all of these. It's kind of a heavy requirement. You have to do 10 exclamation mark levels of any given variant to unlock it. But, yeah. And... I don't know if I'm going to do this one right now. I might first focus on unlocking some of these, and then afterwards I'll go back and try and finish them off. Mostly because connected double exclamation mark is very tough. But, yeah. So I guess we'll start by just doing some hard wall puzzles, so we can just go and get into it. I don't recall if I... Okay, yeah, this is just the starting condition. Here we go. So I guess for one thing I can immediately kind of notice here is... I guess we can consider what happens if we have a mine here, for instance, because then it has to go up there, just from this 2, right? Then we also get a mine here for the 2, 1, 1, right? Or the, yeah, for this clue, because we cannot have all 4 of these mines be up here. That'll at least require 2 groups of 2. But then that breaks the 1, 1, so we know this one cannot be a mine. Neither of these can then be a mine by our difference rules from before. This one can't be a mine just in order to satisfy this 2. And we also know only one of these 2 at most can be a mine, because otherwise it would require 5, or this would have multiple groups, so we know this one's going to be mine. We then get no mine here. We can finish off that. We can also mark this one's a non-mine, because either way the group's going to extend out only this far and not that far, so there we are. Okay. This one's also not a mine, just a satisfy as 2, so then we can see that that one must be a mine, and we can mark in this group as specifically being those 3. If it was down here, then it would not be able to hit that. So, boom, boom. Boom, boom. One thing I'm also going to mention is for these videos, I'm definitely going to be playing much more just a pace that I'm, like, usually playing at, because I've done tutorializing now for this game. Like, you guys get it. So, it's fine. Some of it might just be me clicking through stuff while talking about general things that I think about the game, or talking about just whatever. I don't know, these videos are going to be much more casual. We do know there's going to be exactly 1 mine there, so there are no mines in any of these. But yeah, I figured I'd let myself have some fun with it, you know? So yeah, we can kind of just get all of this from standard wall logic and kind of considering the outside difference. So we can mark in all of those. This 5 is also finished. And, okay, cool, we can mark in all of that as well. I don't know. I hope that you guys have been doing okay on this fine day, you know? For me, it's been pretty chill. I've worked on some stuff, but ultimately, I'm filming this on a weekend right now. It's kind of a day of rest for me from college stuff. So, yeah, it's pretty nice. We can get none of those or mines just from difference logic. Okay, I'm not completely sure what to do here. I guess one thing we can consider is if, I think it's the case that this group can't be here, right? Yeah, because then, well, no, actually, no, that works fine. Never mind. Okay, maybe what we should still think about is like this right here, because then we get this group over here. Then that tells us, yeah, both of these, which breaks things. Okay, cool. So then we know this group at least has to extend out here, can't go there. So then that gives us all of, whoops, I messed up my marking there. That should have theoretically given us a lot of information there. I just messed up. Well. Oh, that's also just finished, huh? Okay. Whoops, so that should just go up there. But then from here, theoretically, if we hadn't done this, we just wouldn't know it's one of those 2. I saw there was like a slash there, so I was like, oh, that's not a mine. But no, that was from my marking. So we can then mark in both of these, finish off this, finish off that, mark in all 3 of these, and that. There we go. This 3 needs to extend up here. This needs to go over here. We can finish off all of this stuff now. That needs to be a group of 3, so we can then go up there, and cool. That puzzle's finished. Nice. Now I guess I've unlocked 8x8 walls, so we'll go ahead and look at these. Or to actually unlock the category, I have to do 10 of those, so what I might do is do at least some of them, and then maybe I'll move on to other things. Because, like, I don't think I'm planning on doing anything, like, completely finishing every puzzle. Like, that, as you can see, I wasn't able to do for the 5x5s. It's a lot of work, but my goal might be to, like, gold tint everything, which just basically is to do 10 puzzles of them I don't know. For double exclamation marks, it only requires 1, though. So I'm just kind of going through unlocking those right now. It's also just a much more manageable goal, to be honest. Like, even, like, gold tinting everything is still kind of a bit of work. Which I'm like, I don't have time for that, but yeah. If we consider there being just a mine in any of these 3, then we get mines in both of those. This one has to extend over here, this one has to extend down here, and then we also get there being a mine here, at least. Okay. We also then get mines in both of these positions. Cool. If we instead assume no mine over there, then we still get 1 mine in one of these 2, but in order... I guess, yeah, something we can see is if the mine is up here, then it needs to, actually, I think that's just, no, this doesn't break it necessarily, but then it has to extend over there to form the group of 2, whereas if it's down here, then we know neither of these can be mines because we need this group of 2 to be here. Ultimately, I think either way, we can see that, that this one here is at least a mine. And maybe I'll actually just do each of these ones individually real quick. So if it's up here, then we know this one's not a mine, and this one isn't a mine, and that one's also not a mine. Whereas if it's down here, we then get this, which tells us once again that none of these 3 are mines, and there we go, this one's just never a mine. In the yellow case, I didn't mark it, but that one was also restricted to not being a mine. So cool. Okay. Here, I guess I can mark this stuff for the yellow case. And for the blue case, I guess here, I'll just get rid of that. We'll just say that we're doing the cases based off of this stuff instead to make the marking a bit better. First of all, we can get all of these, all of this stuff. And, okay, given that this one needs to have 1 here, it'll be right there. So we then know neither of those are the case. Then in both red and yellow, there must be mines in both of those positions. In blue, it must go over there. So then we know that this one is never a mine either. Cool. Now we can see in red case, this one is finished, so we can mark in all of those. Also mark this in for yellow case just for posterity. Blue case, we can see both of these are finished. That means none of these 3 can be here, which tells us the exact positioning of mines around this 2, so there we go. Lastly, in the red case, we can see that the mines are in both of these positions, not down there. And, okay, first of all, we can see the red case is now going to break this 2x2. So we know that the red case is not accurate. That means it has to at least have a mine in both of these positions. Cool. And I don't think this mark breakdown is going to be super useful, other than, I guess, both of these as well. But, yeah. Okay. Then we have a group of 3 right here. There cannot be one down there. Have to extend out too far for this, or rather, it would have to extend out too far because of this 2, which would break the 1-3. So there we are. This 1-5 is already finished, as is this 1-2, as is this 3, as is this 4. Okay, cool. Looks like this puzzle is just kind of winding, not slowing down, but at least this portion of it is. Alright. And a lot of, like, the way you can gain speed in this game is just, the more you play it, the better your pattern recognition gets. And, like, especially if you have experience playing, like, or rather, I guess, I don't know if playing is the right word, but, like, doing puzzles and stuff like that, like, logic puzzles and stuff, that definitely helps a lot with this game as well. Especially just given that a lot of the variants are actually based off logic puzzles to some degree, like, that can kind of give you an edge. Like, Outside, for instance, is based off of, cave logic, which is a puzzle genre I'm okay at. But yeah. Okay. One thing we can kind of consider is that if this one was a mine, then it would have to extend over there to make the 2 portion of this, but that leaves no more mines for this 1-1. So this one up here cannot be a mine. Cool, this 4 is already finished, so we can finish off all of those, marking that, marking that, marking that. That one's not a mine anymore, and okay. What is the next thing we can kind of get from here? I guess either way we know that the 2x2 region is going to be one of the ones in here. I don't know why I say it like that, but sure. Okay, and then we get that. We know the mine up here can't be there, because in order to finish off the 3, it has to loop around like that. So it has to go up there. And actually, I think this is just something we can deduce in general. If the mine's here, first of all, this one can't be a mine, which then puts us back into this situation. But then it has to loop around here, which will break the 1-3, because we already know this one has to be the group of 3. Therefore, that one is not a mine. We also then know neither of these are mines from that one. And just cool. Okay. We can also then see this one up here has to be the last mine for this, so we can get that region. And there we go. Okay, cool. So yeah, this puzzle is kind of finished-ish now. You can just mark in all of this stuff, mark in that. There we go. Sick. Alright, the next puzzle I guess we can do is this one. Maybe I'll stop at 3 or whatever and move on to other things. I don't know. I don't know if it matters. Okay. So, I guess the first thing we can kind of consider here is what to do with the 3 region around here. We basically have, now we only really have 3 options. One of them, I guess 4. One of them is, it's here. In which case we then get that none of these 2 are mines. And that's really about it. Okay. Next one is if it's right here, then we get no mine right here, no mine here, and that actually breaks this 1-2 clue because we need a 2 region, but there can no longer be one. So we actually can just not even consider that then. The next one is this group right here. We then get no mines either of these 2 positions. Once again, that breaks things because this 2 groups, or this 1-2 still needs a 2 region around it, but based on the 1-1 next to it, it can no longer have one. So then the last case is both of these, which then gives us this kind of pattern right here. Cool. Critically, though, we can see that this one over here is never a mine, so we can just go ahead and get rid of this all now. Okay. So now, given that we have a 2-3 group right here, we know that this one on the bottom must always be a mine. And the reason for that is just that basically, regardless of, in the yellow case specifically, if we have a group of 2 up here, finishes there, then group of 3 needs to at least hit this. If it's a group of 3, then group of 2 once again must hit here. So there we go. Cool. In the red case, that one was just already assumed. So then we can kind of get that this structure must always be the case, which then gives us no mines at any of these 3. Nice. What this also now tells us is that we just know there can't be a mine here. That's what I'll gather from it for now. We also now know there's always there's exactly 1 mine here, just based off the fact there's 1 mine here, and this 1-1 needs 2 mines, so no mines on any of these. This one's now finished. And that's finished. There we go. Okay, this 1-5 is also finished. Okay, can finish off all of this stuff, finish off this. I'm getting rid of these notations, they're messy. That is one unfortunate part about notating in this game sometimes. It depends. I think it's more an unfortunate part with my notating, where it just doesn't look clean always. Anyway, we can now finish off that. This one then is finished as well. This one has to go down here. That clue's done, this clue's done. This clue is done. There we go, and okay, we have 1 mine left. That mine must be one of those 2, so we can mark in all of these. There we go. Cool. And yeah, okay, I guess I'll move on to other goals now. Yeah, because one other mission of mine currently, not that, whoops, is just to finish off all of the stuff here and here, actually. I don't know if this is going to pull it up, but I do have a spinner that I made a while ago. It has all of the variants on it. I don't think I pulled it up. I don't think that's the way this recording works, but yeah, you can go and spin it. Okay, cool. I got D''P on the spinner, which I have not done, so we'll go and do one of those. I don't know. It's just a way to basically randomize the process. I'm beyond a point where I, care a ton about, which one I'm doing, more just I'm doing it. This one must always be a mine. And it's because there must always be 1 mine in one of these 2. Either way, it blocks off this cell, so the mine in this group has to be there. There we go. We can mark in all of these now. Okay. So if there is a mine here, then that mine must be up there, which then tells us none of, I guess, at least this group are mines. Same idea here. We know then that none of... really? Oh, I guess there's a possibility where neither of them are mines. Huh. Yeah, I should have looked into... Or I guess neither of the middle ones are mines. I should have looked into that. That's my bad. Okay. Here. We will be thorough with this, right? So this tells us all of this information. And that as well. Next, if we assume there's one here, then we get all of this information here. And that one down there must be mine, which then also tells us this. Okay, the last case is if neither of these are mines, then we get no mines, neither of these locations, or over there. Here we'll say by assumption, those 2 are not mines. Okay, so what does that really give us? Not a lot, unfortunately, on its own, which is tragic. What that kind of signifies to me is we're probably looking for something somewhere else, which is okay, but yeah. Okay, so I guess in that case... I'm not completely sure where I should look then, given this is our situation. Alright, well I guess we can see if something happens if we put a mine here, given that 2 of our 3 cases already disallowed there being a mine there. Oh wait, yeah, no, it totally does, right? Because yeah, that prevents us from finishing off this too. So there we go, that's something. Okay. So I guess then if we put a mine up here, we know there also has to be a mine down there. because this one can't be a group of 3. So we can mark in all of these. That then tells us this one up here is at least not a mine, just because either way this would cause too many partitions, or non-battleship, so cool, we get all that. Whereas if this one up here is not a mine, then we get this, which then gives us that is not a mine. There we go, that's something at least. Cool. Also tells us this. In the yellow case, we now see that these must be our 2 mines, so we can then mark in more stuff accordingly, critically this. And in the red case, I don't know if we get the same kind of thing, unfortunately. We do at least, I guess, get this kind of deduction. We also know in the red case this one can't be a mine. If it extends out there, it actually runs into the same problem we had down here, so there we go. Cool. But I think that's everything we get from that case. Yeah. Whereas in the yellow case... yeah, I'm not really seeing anything right now, unfortunately. That's okay. Well, okay, I guess something else we can kind of look at is if this one over here can ever be a mine. In the red case, the only way for this to be a mine would be if we had a mine over here, which then kind of gives us some of this information. But critically, then it forces it to be a mine up here, right? Which then tells us the last mine must be over here, which I guess doesn't seem to break it. It doesn't look like it does it? No, not really. Yeah, okay. Whereas I guess what we can do is just, we'll make this blue one be just the case where there isn't a mine up there, and we can kind of just run through real quick. It's based off of the red case. So we then know all of this stuff must still be true. Right, yeah, because that's how the red case is. Well, the red case is defined as this one not being a mine, but, yeah, same thing. Okay. So then we get mines in both of these positions, and no mine there. So I guess this just tells us this must always be the case? No. Dang. Okay, I'm not doing great at this. That's fine, though. Combinations are, I think, where this game is more challenging, which is nice. I don't know. I'm a big fan of losing. I mean, it really is. It is nice to run into this kind of thing. Makes you have to think a bit more. Okay. So here, hold on. We'll put back what I had real quick. Actually, we'll just see what happens if I assume there is a mine here in general, and see if like this causes any issues. I don't know why I thought it would have to, but I mean, it seems like it doesn't. Or maybe what I should instead assume is that there's like a mine here, maybe, because then we get neither of these are mines, right? So then what else does this tell us, right? We then know there has to be a mine in one of these two. Either way, that mine will then have to go horizontally over to form a boat to hit this, which then means that it can never extend up here. So we get this is not a mine, which then gives us a lot of information. We can then fill in all these, fill in that. We then know we need 2 more regions that can only be satisfied if this one doesn't extend at least out there. If it does, then we can only have 1 region down here at that point. So we then know this one is also not a mine. This one was never a mine, so we get that. No mine here, no mine here. Okay, that breaks things. Cool. So this one has to be a mine. Really? No. Huh. Or was it? Oh, that was the assumption I was working off of. Whoops. And I am, by the way, I am going back and some save scumming on this just because it's kind of necessary for what I'm trying to do. That's okay. I think it only tracks perfects for gold tit. I'm not sure. Either way, I'm not above it. I've already made this clear. Yeah. Okay. We assume there's a mine here now. Then we get this, which then tells us there are no mines under those positions. We also know it has to extend down there as well. Okay. I don't know if that really gives us a lot on its own. Whereas if we assume there is not a mine here, then does that tell us anything? I'm not necessarily convinced if it does. I feel like it might not in that case. Yeah, I don't think it does. Okay. So maybe then we should look into something else. I wonder if it would be worthwhile to just kind of look through the cases around this too again, maybe? Maybe not. I don't know. Okay. What we can also do is just consider this one. There are like 3 possibilities for it, right? Yeah. This one, then we know there has to be a mine here as well. And this one there. And that's all of this. That's possibility 1. Case 2 is this one only. Okay. Which, that's what we get from that, but in the third case, we can still see that that one's not a mine, so I think that one just can't be a mine. But what I'll instead do is just check it, right? Because then, if this one is a mine, then we know this can't be a mine. So that one's a mine. Then we get none of these can be mines, which then gives us both of these. Nothing up there, nothing there. Yep, cool, that breaks it. Okay, so then we can click that real quick. And, alright. I'm going to once again just go through this kind of thing real quick. Yeah, I know this breaks it if there's a mine here specifically, and no mine there. So what that then tells us is that there has to be a mine here, no mine there then. We can put something up there, cool, that gives us a lot of information here. Finish off that. Finish off both of these. Nothing there, and okay, 3 cells, 3 mines left, cool. That was a bit of a journey. Hold on, sorry, I'm running the spinner again to see what I'm going to do next. Hopefully this one is updated just to not include the variants that I've now finished on 6x6, but you can see, maybe not. Okay, and the one I got was eyesight, but well, I've already done all the eyesight combinations as well. Okay, I guess that's fine. We can do more of these. Or, I guess, yeah, wanted a few more. Okay. Alright, so what can we see from this first of all? I guess something I will do is just consider what happens if this one is a mine, right? Seems like that's the most forcing thing I can immediately gather, so that then tells us there had to be mines in all of these positions, or non-mines in all those positions, and then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right there. Okay. That then tells us all of these must be mines for the 3, which makes the 4 no longer able to work, so this one must not be a mine. Cool. Now then, we can see that the maximum length for this is 3, right? Because if it goes this direction, it hits 3. If it explicitly does not, then it also only hits 3. So that tells us there had to be at least 5 vertically, so then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I actually think it's just, yeah, okay, it has to be all of these then. Cool. So then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool, just like that. Now, I think we then also know that this one has to extend upwards vertically too, right? Because we get, yeah, this one only has that number horizontally, which tells us both of these. Then we get 1, 2 like that. This one needs to extend upwards twice, so does not. Oh no, it's only once. Man, I am like so bad at counting for this. That is entirely just my bad, though. Right, yeah, because that needs to stop there. Yep, okay, cool. Jeez. Oh, well, it's fine, it happens. Okay, so I guess the next thing we can then consider is just the 2 possibilities for this 8. Right, yeah, one of them is it goes up there, which then gives us all of this information. And that one up there is from the fact that this 7 is now also done, given that it has 5 horizontally. And yeah, I counted that correctly this time. It's 6, 7. We're good. And then that tells us that this one must go over here as well, because that's the only way to make it finish off properly. Cool. The other alternative, which also conveniently works with 7, is that the 8 goes this way, which then gives us, at least has to extend up here for the 3, which then tells us the 7 is always going to extend this way. Cool. I can work on both of those. And this actually tells us now that the red case must be accurate because the yellow case does not satisfy this 3, so there we go. That's right, it has to extend down there. Okay, cool. This 4 is now finished, this 5 is now finished, as is this 5 right here, and this 3 must at least extend upwards 1. Okay. Well, I guess if there was a mine here, then this 4 has to extend downwards 4, but then it gets 5, so that this one's not a mine, which then allows us to kind of work our way back to there, and cool, this puzzle is now finished. Alright. Yeah, no, I want to do a different type. I'll probably do more combination stuff on this just because we did not have nearly enough time to cover all of them in the main series. So, yeah, that's what I'm probably going to lean towards. It gave me another non-combination, so we'll give it one more spin real quick. If not, then maybe I'll just exercise actual choice instead of just randomizing it off screen. Yeah, okay, it's fine. We'll be doing some quad multiple next. I think after this I'm just going to, yeah, have an actual choice Oh, wait, no, that's not... Oh, I thought that was one of those for some reason. No, that's right, it totally isn't. Well, I already finished on 6x6, so... Cool. Multiple battleship it is, because that's like the next closest thing. Okay. So, let's see real quick. There can't be a mine here. If there were, then there'd have to be another mine diagonally away from it, which is not allowed on a battleship. So we can mark in all of these, mark in that. Given there can only be one mine at most up in these two, there has to be exactly one mine there, so we can mark in both of those, mark in this. And then we know, regardless, that this one can't be a mine. That then tells us this one must be a mine. Mark in both of those, no mine there. Okay. Cool. And either way, that's not mine. This is now finished. Nice. So then that tells us there will either be a mine up here or a mine down here. In the case of the mine up there, then the mine for this one has to be down here. In the inverse case, this one must go upwards, so either way, this one here cannot be a mine. We can now continue. Red mine there, mine there. Yellow case, there must still be a mine down there, so we then get this. That's now finished. Marking both of these. No mine there, and okay. I guess this is telling me now that I must be able to find some other way to finish this. So in the yellow case, we have 1, 2, 3. I see. 4, 5, 6. Not enough room for the yellow one. So I guess it means it has to be the red one. I'm going to try and make a combination that works for this, though, just to be sure. So we have 1, 2, 3. Then we can fit in 4, 5, 6, I guess. Yeah, that seems to work. And it seems to be the only way to make it work, so I'm just going to kind of just put it in. Yeah, because otherwise we would run into issues with spacing. So there we go. Cool. That one is now finished. I should probably actually go ahead and just hide quad multiple off my thing real quick, but no. From here, I'm exercising judgment and decision. Yeah, so I guess we'll then, yeah, I guess we can do this. That's fine. That's something. Okay, so there's a mine in this position. It cannot connect up in a triplet. Same here. Now we know there has to be a mine there, and okay. So if there's a mine here, then this one has to be a mine, and that one must be a mine, right? Cool. Mine here, one of these two. Either way, this one is not a mine, and we know there has to be at least one mine in this group of 3. Or rather, it has to be exactly one mine in this group of 3, and yeah, there we go. Cool. Okay, so now in the yellow case, given that we know that this one is not a mine, we then know these 3 must be the remaining mines. Cool. This also tells us then the 0 must have a mine, yeah, up here, which then, I guess, yeah, no, for this one it has to go down there for its row 3. In the red case, on the alternative, I guess either way we can see that this one over here is not a mine. So there we go, that's something. Cool. And now in the yellow case, this one can no longer be a mine. In the red case, here, I'm going to split the red case up into 2 sub-cases, I guess. That one and then this one, just because this will make it easier for me to think about. So in the blue case, so we know there had to be mines here. In the red case, mines in all 3 of these positions. And we can now see that the red case is impossible because the mines no longer work out, so that means blue is the only one of these that is valid. So, cool. That doesn't actually let us deduce anything yet, but it's good. Good to know. So then in this last final case, we know there's not a mine there, and given there are not mines in any of these positions, what else does that tell us? There's not a mine here either. Okay, so we can mark that. I was just going to get rid of that real quick because I forgot. Okay, so the yellow case is now impossible by 0 negation, therefore it must be the blue case, so we can mark in this. And here, I'll just get rid of these markings. I more or less remember what we got from this. Regardless, this 3 negation now must be like that to finish it off. And this is okay. So now for this 4 vanilla, it's both of those. Vanilla still feels weird to say sometimes, but yeah. There we go. That's just information we got from 111. And okay. This mine must extend outwards this way to form a row 3. That one can never be part of row 3, so therefore we get this. And okay. Regardless, we know it has to go out through one of those 2, but if this one just isn't a mine, then in order for it to leave, it now forms 3 partitions, so we know this one at least is a mine, and now this one has to be in row 3. That's the only row 3 available for it. Cool. So I guess the next thing we can consider is this mine. It has to be part of row 3 as well. The only one is this diagonal, so there we go. Now 0 negation puts in both of those, and that finishes off the puzzle. There we go. Nice. Honestly, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. And triplet apostrophe can be kind of, or triplet prime rival can be very annoying, so I was like, on it. But yeah, looks like we are pretty okay. I guess I'll do some anti-night puzzles. How many do I need to, like, get it at least white? I don't know why it isn't. Is it on here? Yeah, it is. Is that just something they do with these variants? If they're not, like, golded? Maybe. Huh. That's... Yeah, that is a bit interesting. Oh, well. You know what, I think the last thing I'm going to do for this actually... Sorry, this has been, like, super scatterbrained. That's okay, it's kind of what you're going to have to expect from this. I'm going to unlock the 7x7 menu real quick. Just because that one isn't too bad to unlock. You just have to do a bit of these puzzles, so it's kind of whatever. Okay. So first of all, we already have that now. There are a few possibilities for them. One of them is this, which then gets one over there. Next one would be this, which is the same idea, and the last one is this group right here, which then tells us this one will be a mine, at least because it needs to extend around the corner one of these two ways. Okay. So, regardless of which one we choose, though, we can always see that there are exactly... There'll be exactly two black cells filled in here, so that means there had to be exactly one over here. So, yeah, something like that. I don't know if that gives us a lot, though, unfortunately. Maybe it's instead then relevant to look into this 3 partition that I forgot existed until now. The yellow case is now no longer possible. It breaks that, so you can just get rid of all mention of that from here. There we go. That's something. Okay. Next thing we can consider, I guess, is what happens for the blue case if it extends around like this. And I guess we can now reuse yellow to be this case that I think will work better. But yeah, okay. And we know there has to be a mine here, which, yeah, makes sense. And what else does this really give us? I'm not sure it gives us a lot. Maybe it's instead relevant to think about this 6 eyesight. First of all, if there's a mine here, then it has to go at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So that tells us how to go all the way down here. Which then puts these ones in like such. And this one up here. Nope. Yes. Yeah, no, we need mines in both these positions. Okay. And then we also get this exact situation right here, which is impossible by our 1-3 wall. So we could then know that this one has to at least extend out there. Cool, that's something. I guess next we can just kind of continue seeing if this causes problems, right? Because then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So if it extends down here, then I think we once again run into the same problem. Yes, we do. Okay. So then we know that it would have to be exactly in these. But that is a problem. It blocks off this 4 multiple from being finished, so there we go. Cool. I guess maybe it'll be relevant to just look into this 4 multiples, 3 possibilities. This is one of them. Then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. That then tells us for this 4 cross we need all of these, but that breaks the 3 partitions, so therefore there must be at least 1 mine down there. Cool. Now we lastly just have these 2 possibilities. This one's already at 5, so there can't be a mine down. Or there has to be a mine down there, rather. That finishes off this 4 multiple. Which then tells us there will once again be 1 there. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, that's everything we can gather from that, I believe. The last possibility is this. Which then gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that breaks the 4 cross. It doesn't have enough room anymore, so this one has to be a mine, this one cannot be a mine, and okay. Given that, we now know this one is a mine, neither of these are mines, that one's a mine, and okay. So I guess there is more information we can find out from this, or maybe something else we can consider is, given this is a 4 negation, we know it's either going to be this or this. I'm sad I didn't notice it earlier, because this is also a nice way to break things down. In this case, then it has to go up there. In this case, it then has to stop here, and then we also know all 3 of these are mines as well. Okay. That just kind of gives us all of that information. Which now, given that this one's already at 3, well, actually, this is something we could always see. Given that this will always be at 3, there can only be one of these 2 mines filled in, so all 3 of these are mines, and we then know that in the case where it's over here, this finishes it. In the case where it's down here, it needs 1 more, so neither of these 2 will be mines. Cool, there we go. That gives us some more information now that we can work with. So then this one will be at... Okay, there's not a way to guarantee which this one is or is not a mine, but we do know now that one is a mine, this one's not a mine. This 3 eyesight that needs to be finished like such. And, okay, this 4 negation is now finished. Can't believe I just didn't see that. That one's just nice. And 2 partitions finished. This one's now finished. Right, yep, there we go. Finish off this one as well, and there we are. Cool, you can put that up there. You can finish off this 6 eyesight now, finish off this 1 cross, and that one, and there we go. Nice. This is probably going to be the last puzzle I do today, just because I'm already at 35 minutes. Gotta say, I'm having fun, but yeah, so then we can mark on these, fill in that. Just because that 3 negation clue is already finished, those ones just tend to finish really quickly. So I guess then we have a few possibilities with 3 wall. One of them is just if the 2 multiple goes here, it has to loop around here. Same thing like this. And I guess just in any case where the 2 multiple isn't in that region, we then get like somewhere else. Yeah, that's not a good way of looking at it. Something that's more useful is the fact that this 4 cross can only have 1 mine in one of these 2 spaces. If they're both there, it overfills, or yeah, overloads this 2 multiple with a 3, so it has to be 1 down here. Exactly 1 here, that tells us this one cannot be a mine. Cool, okay. I guess the next thing we can consider is, I guess we can just look at each of the cases. I don't know if this is a particularly good way of looking at it, but it's fine. Okay, so then in this case, we know there have to be at least 3 mines around this. That they can't be something like this because there would still be 1 there, so it would be exactly this. That then loops up here and finishes off this 3 wall clue like such. The alternative, we already get 1 down here, which then tells us both of these must be mines. Thus we always at least know that one's not a mine. And I guess in all 3 cases we have this 1 liar already finished, so there we go. We can then mark in all of these. And yeah, that still leaves enough room to finish off the 4 liar. Okay, but we do know that the 1 cross is overloaded in the red case, so it's therefore going, or in the yellow case, so it will therefore be that. There we go. Cool. Next thing we can consider is, but we also know that now, 6 liars, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, we need a 5th. Not going to get much information off that immediately. Maybe instead it would be more relevant to just notice, first of all, given that there's only 1 mine here, this one always has to be a mine, so that's something. And can we get anything else from here? Well, I guess I know I can, but where? That is a good question. Maybe it's time to think about this 2 cross. If we assume there's a mine here, since we know there has to be 1 mine up there by the 0 liar, we then know neither of those are mines, therefore all 3 of these are mines, which then tells us neither of these are mines. Unless that one's a mine, this one's not a mine, this one is a mine, and what else do we get? This 9 is now too constricted to finish, right? It's only 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yep. Okay, so we then know there has to be a mine in one of these 2, thus that one is not a mine. Cool. And can we get anything more detailed from this? Yeah, I'm trying to just figure out what like this 4 vanilla clue like actually does for us right here. Because clearly it's meant to do something. Just not sure what. Okay. I guess what happens if we assume this one is a mine, right? What happens in that case? Then, well, maybe it's more useful to think if this one isn't a mine. Since it's not a mine, then since there's 1 mine here, we know both of these must be mines. That finishes off this. And what else does it give us, really? We also know that once again, then this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that seems perfectly fine. Okay, I'm not sure if that's going to be anything. Okay. Maybe something that's worth looking into is what to do about... I guess we can just kind of, yeah, we can consider dragging this 9 eyesight in different directions and see what happens. So if it goes over here, then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that means it has to go at least 1 more in any direction. We also then get all of this just from the 3 partition clue, which is cool. So actually we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that means that's as far as it can go in that direction. So far, this seems okay. I'm not really seeing anything right now that would suggest this wouldn't work. Right, yeah, just given all of this, it seems like it's fine. Okay. So then I guess if we instead assume that it stops here, then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it has to go up there. Let's see, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it doesn't have to necessarily go all the way down, though. But given that this one up here is not a mine, we then know there's one mine here, and therefore there must be a mine here. So I think this just tells us this is always the case. Yep, there we go. Okay, and the 4 cross should be able to help us distinguish between them. Cool, so that means it is the yellow case, which then gives us all of this information. Yep, cool. And lastly, from the 0 negation, we can do this and that. Okay, and lastly we can see from this 4 multiple that this one has to be a mine. That finishes off both of those clues. That one's now finished. 2 cross is now finished, so it's a 0 negation, so it's just 1 liar. And lastly we have a 2 liar. However, given that we only have 1 mine left in the grid, this one can never get up to 3, so it must be a 1. There we go. Cool. Alright, and with that we have unlocked hashtag 8, I guess. What was it for this? Oh, do I have to perfect 10 levels? I do, 7 by 7. Is it plus exclamation mark? Okay. I see, so it was this. Okay, I was just being silly. Well, I at least unlocked this, I guess. If in the future I do complete 10 levels of it, we can go to the hard double exclamation mark levels. That'll happen eventually. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this Minesweeper Monday. I'll see you guys in the future. Peace.